I'm Holly Bertone, and true confession, I outsourced my entire life, and things did not go according to plan, especially when I was doing everything right, but I could not lose weight. And we are seeing the exact same pattern happen today as weight loss has become the new AI economy. Here's how I got sucked into outsourcing everything in my life, what I did differently to start seeing results, and most importantly, if you see yourself in the same pattern, 5 things that you can do right now to take back control, and especially if you are struggling to lose weight. What I mean when I say that weight loss is the new AI economy is that so many people turn to ChatGPT or to Claude or other AI apps to answer their questions rather than think it through themselves. And we do not have any long-term studies of the effects of outsourcing your life and your health and your decisions to a robot. But I can tell you, I was outsourcing my life long before AI was even a thing, and it had detrimental consequences. But it's actually a much bigger pattern than just turning to the AI apps, and we're going to get into that shortly. I have 2 quick stories to share because I think giving you a different perspective, it's really going to help to just frame how easy this is to do and how easy this is to show up in your life. The first memorable time that I outsourced was when I had turned 49, I had gained weight, and I was doing, as they say, quote unquote, everything right. I'm eating clean, I'm eating healthy, I'm going to the gym, all of the things, and nothing was working. And the worst part of that was that I had 4 health and nutrition certifications under my belt at that point, and nothing that I had learned in school and from any of the experts, nothing was moving the scale at all, nothing. But my brain could not wrap itself around anything different. I had to keep going back to what I learned because they were the quote unquote experts, and I kept getting the same results. It's like I was banging my head against a wall. Let's keep doing what's not working and then somehow magically expect a different result. This frustration is what prompted me to create the emotional eating forensics framework and conquer emotional eating and lose weight, not just for myself, but for hundreds of women. The second memorable time when I outsourced my life was when I started dating after taking a 3+ year break after the divorce. And this time I outsourced my dating life to ChatGPT. Okay, get prepared for some epic level cringe here. The last time that I had dated was in 2008. So I had zero flirting game. I didn't even have a flirting game back then. I have no clue how to send flirty text messages because text messages weren't even a thing the last time I was dating. They didn't exist. Dating for the first time in 17 years, it was awkward enough, but this was a brand new world of dating. So I did what any girl would do. And I outsourced to ChatGPT, and I'm cringing as I'm saying this because, worst idea ever. Rather than being myself and trying to figure out how to flirt, how to have real conversations with real men, I would send the text message or I'd send the situation to ChatGPT and I'm like, okay, robot, tell me what to do. Tell me what to. I am sure I sounded like a total idiot to these guys rather than being genuine and authentic. And yeah, I'm going to admit it took several fumbles of some quality guys to realize, yeah, I'm the problem. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Fast forward to now, while I'm still attempting to date, I do not use AI to outsource it at all. 0%. Instead, I figured it out, or I didn't figure it out, and I figured it out. I would rather my man meet the most awkward version of me and fall in love with her than the polished version of me that is actually a robot. And I want real, genuine conversation and communication and connection. And while I haven't met my man yet, the quality of men and conversations recently have been so much more aligned with what I'm looking for when I'm actually myself. Go figure. Here is what is embarrassing to admit from both of these examples, because they do have something in common. I was outsourcing my weight and my love life because I didn't trust myself. I didn't have confidence that I could do this. I didn't believe in myself. And then I put the experts and I put this robot. I still laugh. I'm still laughing. I put the robot on a pedestal and these experts because they are smarter than me, not realizing they are only as smart as the system taught them. And the side effect of this, which was extremely dangerous, is that it kept me in this perpetual victim mode. It kept me continuing to outsource. And then when things didn't work because I'm outsourcing everything, I I had someone or something to blame. It was this illusion of control, but it wasn't real control. This is the equivalent of listening to a podcast, thinking you're doing the work just by listening to a podcast, but not actually doing the real work required, and then blaming the podcast host when you didn't change and get the results. That all being said, this AI economy that we are in, where we are outsourcing everything, including our weight loss, can be dangerous. And not so much. I mean, and I know Chad and Clyde, yes, they do make errors. Not so much because of wrong information, though. I mean, and again, yeah, that is a thing, but not so much because of wrong information. This is dangerous because we are completely giving our power away. We are losing critical thinking skills and we are losing our discernment by the minute. I was going to say by the day. No, by the minute. I don't even want to think about what our society is going to look like when we cannot think for ourselves anymore. I want you to really think about that. What is our society going to look like when no one can think for themselves anymore? That freaking scares me. If you feel like you are doing everything right, especially with the weight loss, and you are not getting results, I want you to lean in. I want you to lean in. I want you to geek out with me right now, because this is a CSI red yarn moment. We are going to analyze the patterns. What is most disturbing is how many coaches, and yes, even weight loss coaches and nutritionists, are jumping on the AI bandwagon. And a lot of that is, we're going to swim upstream. A lot of that is because the business coaches out there are teaching all of us coaches, they're teaching everyone that if we miss the AI train, we are going to fail, we're going to lose. AI is the only path forward. We need to jump on the bandwagon or we are going to be a dinosaur. Roar. Okay, follow the pattern here. We have a global phenomenon of outsourcing critical thinking to a robot. You've got the business coaches. They are leading the online coaching industry. They are pushing all of us other coaches to outsource our intellectual property to a robot. So now you've got this whole generation of weight loss coaches and nutritionists who are outsourcing their intellectual property to a robot because that's what the experts above them, the business coaches, are saying to do, which means coaches are promoting the same generic AI content, which means the downstream effect that you are seeing this AI crap everywhere. And I'm sure half the time, especially on Instagram, I'm sure you don't even recognize it because sometimes it's hard for me. I can spot it a mile away and sometimes it's hard for me. So I'm sure half the time we don't even recognize it. But here's what I want you to remember is that if these coaches are using AI crap on social media, they're probably using it inside their paid content too. And this is the content that you are paying them for. Or maybe you're just skipping the experts altogether and you're jumping on chat or you're jumping on Claude. But it doesn't matter. It's the same result. This is a race to the bottom. And in my humble opinion, this is one of the most dangerous culture shifts I have seen in a long time. I hope I am proven wrong, but I truly, in every single fiber in my being, feel like this is one of the most dangerous culture shifts we have seen in a long time. What this might look like in real life and specific to weight loss when you are outsourcing, either again to a coach or to the robot. So what you're going to get the diets and the calories and the macros and the tracking and the meal plan. But you live in a world where real life happens. Everyday stress happens. Everyday chaos happens. You've got a career and a family and life. And at 9 o'clock at night, when you're watching Netflix with a pint of ice cream in one hand and scrolling social media with the other, and the next thing you know, your spoon is scraping the bottom of the container. This is what outsourcing looks like. Self-distrust turns into outsourcing the result. And outsourcing the result turns into you not having agency. You not having agency turns into emotional eating when life is not neat and tidy, which it never is. And when life is not neat and tidy, that turns into self-distrust, and then the cycle continues. And you, my friend, you deserve to have your own sovereignty. Now, full disclosure, being completely open, honest, and transparent with you. When chat and AI became popular a while back, and it was still like really new, I was still in the outsourcing mentality. And there was a moment in time where I wanted to be an early adopter. I was never an early adopter. I was always late on the scene for any of the trends, and I always felt left behind. And when AI first popped, I'm like, I am on it. And I actually remember there was 1 week, I literally blocked out an entire week. And I spent as much time training on all of the different, not just chat, but like just all different kinds of AI modalities. I wanted to learn as much as I could because in my head, I'm like, oh, this is the next best thing. And oh, I need to jump on the bandwagon. And oh, I can be a leader. I can be a leader. This is going to change the trajectory of everything in my life because, anyone who's not going to jump on the AI bandwagon, oh, they're a loser. Yeah. Joke's on me, Holly Bertone, because that failed miserably. Now, right now, this very second, and as of anything recent, do I still use AI? Yes, but on a very minimal basis, and only after my thoughts and my words are solidified. I do not let the robot think for me. What I will do, and this is actually this is kind of the cadence that I do. Typically, when I wake up, I have a bunch of thoughts and ideas. I turn my phone on my email and I put on the voice to text, and I will literally voice to text over an email. I'll walk around the house and just voice to text, and then I'll send it to myself, and then I'll just decipher and figure everything out later. But it's not until I actually get that content, I would say at a solid 95, 100% level. I plug it into Chat or to Claude. I've been using Claude lately, and just ask for a strategic review. But I also do not take the answer as gospel. I just take it under advisement. And lately, more often than not lately, I don't make any changes, or what I do is minimal. In fact, this specific podcast episode, I had all of my notes, I had all my downloads, I had everything that I wanted to say. I put it into to chat. I didn't like anything that chat said. I put it into Claude, and I literally just in all of my notes and everything, I literally added one sentence just to make things a little more coherent. That is it. Like, that is the level of what I'm using Chat or Claude today. So when you hear this podcast, when you see me on social media, what you get in my program, and especially what you get with me as a coach, is me. It's me as a human. It's from hours and hours of spending time in the quiet, of waking up, of receiving downloads, walking around the house, just letting it all spill out. That is my own intellectual property. This is exactly why I created a Substack channel, so that I can truly shine as a thought leader in this industry in the crowded space of social media with all of the AI crap. And when I am on Instagram, this is why I am now doing more talk to camera videos, so that you can see it's genuinely me. It's genuinely me and genuinely my thoughts. Because I am a firm believer that despite the AI robots taking over the world, real human beings, I still want real human beings to win. And nothing is ever going to beat human to human connection. And my friend, nothing is going to beat your own critical thinking. Most importantly, what does this mean for you? Here is your 5-step action plan, and I want you to write this down. Number 1, over the next few days, take an inventory of how you are outsourcing your life. Are you asking for other people's opinions? Are you trusting what the quote unquote Instagram expert says without any kind of research? Are you jumping on Chat or Claude to answer your questions? How often are you doing this? And who or what are you outsourcing to? Number 2, ask yourself, what does my critical thinking look like today compared to a year ago? Oh, I want you to really sit with that answer, regardless of how uncomfortable it is. In fact, if it's uncomfortable, sit with it some more. Number 3, how is this impacting your weight and or emotional eating? I want you to create your own CSI red yarn moment and start putting those dots together. Number 4, play the game called Is It AI Crap? So when you're on social media, just make it into a game and ask yourself, is this content authentic or is this content AI crap? And whether it's the video, whether it's the caption, whether it's what they're saying, you are going to know. And the more you play this game, the more your discernment's going to get better. And then finally, number 5, give yourself a pause button every time that you sense you're going to outsource something. I want you to just sit with that discernment first. I want you to ask yourself, if I already know the answer, what would it be? That question right there is so brilliant for you to ask. If I already know the answer, what would it be? If you want to make genuine change in your life, and especially with your weight and especially with your health, it has to come from within. It's not what you do, it is who you become. And who you become cannot, at any percentage, be outsourced to anyone or anything. This is 100% you. And I know you've got this. And if more critical thinking and human-to-human connection is something you are looking for, I created a space for women just like you. I have a brand new and totally free resource, and I created a Substack channel. It is called Weight Loss Forensics, and yes, the same name as the podcast, because I wanted a quiet place for women like you who are just done with the nonsense and the AI crap all over the social media, and especially all the noise. I wanted to create a space where there's none of the doom scrolling and none of this AI crap and none of the ads and none of the distractions, just real content and real conversation and real thought leadership. You can subscribe to my Substack channel for free, and I will leave the link below this video. But here's the other cool thing too, is that I also have a paid community inside of Substack, and it's just a few dollars a month. And when you become an insider inside of the paid community, I'm going to be live every single Friday morning. And during that live, it's going to be 5 or 10 minutes. It's pretty short, but you're going to have an EFT tapping, you're going to have a clearing, you're going to have a visualization exercise, something to help you curb your emotional eating, something to help you set your weekend up for success. So if you're an early riser on East Coast Friday morning, you can jump in live. And anywhere else, you can wake up and catch the replay as a meditation or visualization or tapping first thing Friday morning to get you started. And you've got access to the replays of everything inside of the vault as well. This is my life's work and my life's mission. I love what I do. I love the human to human connection with you. And I am here as a human to help you step into your next best version of yourself. And I know you've got this. So I'll see you over on Substack. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Holly Bertone, and this is Weight Loss Forensics.